Hello everybody, I am Brandon Carey, and today we are going to start going through Hitman Blood Money. Now, I am a pretty big fan of the Hitman franchise. And by that I mean I really like the new Hitman, and I really like Blood Money, and I don't really care for the others. I find that the others are not bad with the exception of the very first one, but both this game and the new Hitman that's being released currently really are the only ones that kind of got what I like about Hitman personally more than any others in the franchise. So I thought it might be interesting just to do a little play by just playing a little bit of this and then playing a little bit of the new Hitman, just kind of comparing the two to see what we can get from them and what we could maybe build upon in future Hitman games. So for that reason, I'm not going to do the tutorial Death of a Showman because it's honestly not a great showcase of what makes this game good. And I'm probably just going to wing it. I might do some reloads for Silent Assassin. I might just let things fall where they may. I'm not entirely sure yet. We'll kind of just see that as we play. But I want to try to get the feel for what makes Hitman good. Because I have an idea, but I don't entirely know what needs to get improved on, what needs to get kind of elevated. And I just kind of want to get an idea with you guys, how we'll have a discussion regarding the Hitman franchise and what makes it good or bad. So let's just start the game. So the thing with these cutscenes is that the story in this game is very, very light, and honestly that's probably for the best, because we saw with Absolution their attempts to make a story, and not that the Hitman could be bad with a story, but that the story they wanted to tell didn't really make sense. Even it didn't make sense as a Hitman game, but it also didn't make sense as a particularly great or even good story.
First edition.
So I think we kind of learned that story isn't exactly a great thing for these games. Or at very least, it's not the important thing that makes Hitman what it is. Because the story here is extremely bare bones. It's honestly kind of nonsense, too. Because if you just explain the story to someone, they would probably laugh you out of the room because it is kind of ridiculous. So these cutscenes do a good job of explaining or justifying us in our Hitmaniness, but they don't really have a particularly compelling story on their own. The only real notable thing I can tell is that this reporter is being voiced by Crispin Freeman. So nothing here be particularly noteworthy or even worth talking about, if I'm being totally honest.
It begins with a little incident at a vineyard in Chile that caught my eye some time ago. This was a family business. Fernando Delgado and his son Manuel.
Interesting that the subtitles are kind of hard to see over the white letter in the room. Seems like they could have probably done an outline over the subtitles to make them easier to read, as opposed to just a flat font. That's something I had to learn the hard way through my own recordings and articles that I've done in the past.
Hello, 47. Your next
Here's our
target
mission
is Chile.
briefing.
His name is Fernando Delgado.
Our objective in
Used
this
to be a
mission
colonel
is to
in the
kill
intelligence service.
a
Now
drug
he's
lord
running a cocaine
and his
factory
son.
under cover of a vineyard.
I forget
Satellite
if
imaging
this
suggests
is like the
lab is
son's,
underground.
if there's a party for the son, or if
Fernando's
this is just
son,
like some sort of
Manuel,
gathering
is on the
amongst
coke
friends and
trail.
family.
So to make it look
It
like
really
a drug
doesn't
hit,
matter.
you'll
What
have to
matters
take
is
him out
that
too.
they can serve as
We'll
pretty
get you
good
into
cover
the
for us
pensionist
to go
club
in and
from Santiago for the big
murder
celebrity unveiling of Delgado's new wine
these
label,
two
named for
innocent
ATV action star
drug
Rex
dealers.
Stanton. There'll be at least one TV crew on hand.
I almost
so keep an eye on them and
never
their cameras.
take in any of
Delgado's
the
got a
weapons in the
seaplane,
game.
and that may be your best way
By
to
the
get out
time
of
you,
the pit.
if you bring in a shotgun or anything above the silver ballers, you've basically signed on to just ignore stealth and go straight to Murderville, which is probably not the most interesting way to play the game. You probably could do some cool stuff with a sniper, but I haven't really played around with it. I usually just go in without any weapons, not even the silver ballers, because I end up always having to drop them somewhere to get past security, and then just picking up later or forgetting to and getting dinged for it at the end for leaving evidence behind. So I'm just going to start the mission without bringing anything in and hope that my skills have not diminished over the years since I last played this game. Look at him in his fancy white suit and pink shirt. Why are mobsters always in white suits and pink shirts? You ever notice that? It's weird. Anyway, we could just step into the party we are allowed to. There's nothing against us going in, but that's not the way I usually end up playing this mission. It's a lot easier just to go around the perimeter. And assuming I remember how the controls work, there should be a guard here I can knock out discreetly and take his uniform. Or I could just, run past him. Oh, how do you crouch? Okay. L2 is sneak mode. L2 is sneak mode. That's good to know. How do I access my inventory? Okay, quick select is just pressing it. To hold it, you use the inventory through that by holding the button down. So we're gonna go down here. We're probably gonna sedate either one of the workers or one of the guards and hide the body. So we're going to knock this guy out. And I don't want people to see him, so we're going to actually drag him up here. Because in the many times I've played this level, I found that no one really comes up here, or even anywhere near this cliff. So you can just kind of drag the body over here and not leave a mess, or the game could stop me from dragging a body for some reason. That doesn't make any sense. Do want to put my sedative away because I don't really need it right now. And this is actually not a particularly bad place to drop the body. So I'm going to dress up as the worker. And I'm going to make a save. Now on normal difficulty, which is what I'm playing on, you are allowed up to 7 mid-mission saves. And at the time I remember playing this originally, I thought I had a discussion with Ninjustin, also known as JPH, also known as Woggles, and I remember arguing vehemently that it's to add tension to the game that they include these kinds of saves. That they limit saves so that you think carefully about what you do and when you save. But now that in the new Hitman game, it just lets you save whenever you want to. It's hard in hindsight to make that kind of justification. And honestly, it just seems like a waste of everyone's time to just have to choose when to save. Because honestly, the execution is never really the most important part about Hitman. The most important part is wandering around and planning your next action. You're not supposed to worry too much about executing it unless you're on pro difficulty. What you're supposed to worry about is whether or not you are actually, whether or not you're doing the right thing entirely, and whether or not you are just on the completely wrong track, or whether what you're doing is too risky to even undertake in the first place. It's not about the execution, it's about making sure that your plan is sound, and that you take the time to actually plan out your actions. And I think what limited saves ended up doing for this game was it just added unnecessary tension in the execution, which is not the important part of the game. So is he my target? No, he is not. He is not even important. My target is... where is he? Okay, so he's right there, and I believe that's the silo I just walked through. I never noticed this here. I wonder if there's a switch. Okay, there's a switch. I could theoretically put a bomb here, and when... So before we go on, let's take a look at our inventory so that we know what we're working with, because it's the same inventory for pretty much every level. You have 2 doses of sedative, which can be used to knock out anybody. And once they're knocked out, they are permanently out of the picture unless someone comes in and wakes them up. You also have 2 vials of poison, which can be used to kill someone stealthily, or to poison objects in the world and have our other characters eat them to kill them in a way that's discreet. The coin is actually a surprisingly useful tool because you can use it to distract guards or even targets and lure them into places that you can make very sneaky kills in. And you have as many of them as you need, so you'll never run low of coins and they never run out. Forrest just has an infinite supply of coins in his pocket. So you can always use them if you don't have anything else to fall back on. The adrenaline just gives you a boost of health. By the time you use it, you've probably already been shot at, and you're probably already screwed up somewhere along the way. I don't really use the binoculars that much, because usually I just end up exploring the level and I'm reloading the save. Painkillers are, again, just another health item. Power wire, obviously the most famous weapon in this franchise. We used it to garrote somebody from behind and do one of the signature kills of the Hitman series. And then we have 2 mines along with a detonator. And everything in this inventory counts as non-metallic. So if a metal detector is used against you, they will not be detected. You will always have these items no matter where you go in any level in the game. So we're gonna try something new by putting a mine there. And I'm going to equip my detonator. So I've never actually done it this way before, but I'm pretty sure I've seen our guy sit down there. I've already gotten Silent Assassin's level, so I'm not particularly worried about my rating is, and I'm not going to save what we do here anyway, because this file was already pretty close to 100% in terms of getting Silent Assassin, or at least getting a high rating without any witnesses or anything like that. I just kind of want to see the havoc that's about to be wrought. So a lot of this game is viewed from this map, which in normal mode shows you where every enemy and every target and every NPC is located, pointing out a couple of hints, a couple of areas that you might be able to use. Okay, so I totally missed that timing completely. And see how we are actually going to end up doing it the slow way of trying to get Silent Assassin. Or at least trying to get no witnesses and never getting caught. So what I want to try to do... The thing with the mine is that unlike everything else in the inventory, the mine is very visible if I have it out, so I want to have it readily available for when I do need it. But I also don't want to bring it out unless I'm right next to the place I can plant the mine for the explosive. To knock those barrels down and hopefully kill my prey. Hoping it wouldn't take this long. I was kind of hoping this would be kind of within 20 minutes to make this just one quick episode to edit and upload. Oh, as of this point, I don't know if this will be on my personal channel or on the Interactive Friction channel. I'm still kind of debating whether or not it would be a good idea to post it there. But either way, I'm going to probably make this, at least for now, a new series. See there. Oh man, he's talking with somebody when he's over there, so I can't use the mine. It would end up killing the tourists too. This means we're probably going to want to rot him. Stealthily. So there you are. I believe I'm right. He should circle back there where no one will see him and I can easily garrote him. Because until this man leaves the view, I'm kind of SOL. And this is again part of what makes Hitman so interesting, is that there are so many different ways you can handle your targets. Like, I believe should probably be something here about sabotaging the drug tank to cause an explosion and kill him that way. I don't actually know if that's true or not. I'd have to do some more poking around, but honestly, poking around is part of the most enjoyable aspect of this game. You have an open sandbox, you have a target, you're told to get rid of him, and your job is to find the best way to do that. So, yes, he will be coming this way, and by the time he goes through that door, I should have garroted him, and I should be able to dump the body. That's too risky. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh. don't see me. You don't see me. You don't see me. No one sees me. You don't see me. Could I actually get away with that? Is there a way I could have gotten away with that if I just popped some painkillers? Guess so. Well, let's see if any of the guards saw me. Because if the guards saw me and they shoot me on sight, then we're kind of screwed and we'll have to start over. If they're not scared of me... They're not scared of me. Now, it definitely raises attention, but doesn't make them alert yet. So I could use this to my advantage. I could get one of them and come in and... I could steal one of their outfits. I could still salvage this and still get away fairly stealthily. There will be at least no witnesses. So that's how tension works. There's a guard right here. I can sedate the shit out of him. And assuming that guard... I can drag the body... Hopefully, if I put this guard in the dump... Oh shit. Bad idea. Bad idea. Bad idea. So maybe if I leave him here... I can still get away... with my current predicament without needing to start over. So I guess we're not going to go Silent Assassin after all. We're just going to go try to be purely no witnesses. In a way that's not insane and crazy. Now, where am I? The target should be in the second floor. To be able to pick either of these locks once those guards stop looking this way. Go away. Go away. Go away, okay? Stop looking at back. Stop looking back. Okay. Crime. And we're... I usually go for the flower wire, but we're gonna go with poison this playthrough. And there's no further need for me to hide a body at this point. So all I need to do is just leave. What room is this? Hammer. Interesting. Feeling I left through the wrong exit. Yep. And now we're just gonna stroll back to the entrance, pick up our suit, and leave. Because we somehow, magically, after that disaster of a garrote attempt, just somehow salvaged the situation. I'm frankly not sure how this didn't devolve into murder everyone immediately, but I'm really glad it didn't. And I am freaking lost. Where is the staircase? Right here is the staircase. No, here is not the staircase. He's on the other side of the room. No wonder. No. I open this door, and I open this door. Here we go. So yeah, there was that really interesting bit of tension after I had inadvertently murdered 3 people and only actually needed to kill one of them. The tension was caused, by and large, by an error I had made. And if I was playing this normally, I would just reload a save. But for the purposes of this, since this would be boring without a little bit of spice, it ended up paying off surprisingly well. And that's kind of what I like about Hitman, is that tension that's always there. Even if you know you can just reload a save and you'll be safe. Tension in between is what I'm about to do going to get me in some serious trouble, or will it end up actually furthering my goals? So you actually do get dinged money if you don't leave with the suit you came in with. So we're going to attempt to escape in the suit. Because the plane is right here. If I can get to the other side of this barricade without getting caught, or murder. No witnesses. Well, at least no one alive saw us. All we killed were a couple of no-name guards. None of the... If I had killed any of the drug manufacturers or any of the guests, that would have been an innocent death, and I would have been severely penalized for it. Because I killed just guards, I'm not going to face as harsh of a penalty. See, at least we had no witnesses, and we were never on camera, so as far as they know, the person who did this is completely random. Honestly, they have no way of knowing it was us. So we got the rating of Ghost. And we got a little bit of noise and a little bit of violence. Fortunately, I am not saving this. And, you know, see, that wasn't too bad. We didn't receive any losses. We just got a decrease in the bonus of our rating. But other than that, we were fine. And this brings us to probably my favorite part about this game, which is these newspaper articles that are released after you commit a hit. Now, if I had done Silent Assassin, this article would be shockingly devoid of details. It wouldn't mention anything because there would be nothing to really report on. If I hadn't killed anyone aside from the targets, if I had used some accident kills, this article would be pretty much blank. As it stands, it just points out that I killed a couple of guards and I fired 19 shots. And because I missed so many of the shots, I'm a shooter of limited skill and dangerous enthusiasm. They talked about my use of the shotgun, that I made some headshots. So I do like that this article kind of accurately summarizes what people outside who weren't there think of what happened that day. And it's a pretty neat concept, and I wish they would have done it. They would have brought it into either Absolution or the new Hitman game. But the way they do it in the new Hitman isn't bad either. Hopefully, through this video, at least the start of this, we start to understand a bit more about what makes this series interesting, or at least what makes this game and the new game interesting, and I hope to kind of further some discussion on that front. Once again, I am Brandon Carey, and this concludes the first episode of the Hitman series.